who was partners with L.A. Reid and Babyface in Atlanta, and these guys had this competitiveness. L.A. had a girls group. I bet you don't know who his lead singer was.
No.
Pink.
Oh, okay.
She's the exact same age as Beyonce, and there used to be this battle which group was better. You had Usher. He was the same age. They were all 14 and 15 years old living in Atlanta.
Trainers have been training older artists to lie and say they were as much as 10 years younger than they were. It's all to sell you records, to sell you a...
Hey Beehive, have you ever wondered how old your queen really is? Honestly, no one seems to know her exact age. Only a few people close to her, like family members or those who were once part of her life, might know the truth. One of them is her former stepfather, Richard Lawson. Recently, Beyoncé has been facing criticism after her parents made some surprising comments about her age. Her team has been trying hard to control the situation, but some leaked official documents suggest there could be some truth behind the rumors. Still, it's unclear if this is real or just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Now, Beyonce was born in 1981. I don't know how that picture of her standing up almost hip high to her mother happened. Like I said, it was the largest infant I ever seen in my life.
Lying about age is not something new in Hollywood. Many celebrities have done it for different reasons. Some people simply want to appear younger and keep certain parts of their personal life private. Others feel pressured because ageism is very real in the entertainment industry, especially for women. As actresses and singers grow older, they often get fewer opportunities, particularly for younger roles. Because of this, adjusting their age a little can seem like a smart move to stay relevant and continue getting work. There are several well-known examples of celebrities who have openly admitted to changing their age. Nelly once said he was born in 1978 after signing his first contract, but later it came out that he was actually born in 1974. Similarly, Whoopi Goldberg added a few years to her age early in her career so that she would appear more experienced and be taken more seriously in the industry. The key difference in these cases is that both of them eventually admitted the truth. However, Beyoncé has continued to deny any claims about changing her age, even as rumors continue to spread. Right now, Beyoncé is widely believed to be in her early 40s and has said she was born in 1981. For a long time, there was no real reason for people to question that. However, things became more complicated when supposed documents from the Texas Department of Health appeared online. These documents claimed that she was actually born in 1974, which would make her 7 years older than what she has publicly stated. While changing your age by a year or two might not seem like a big deal in Hollywood, a 7-year difference is significant and raises a lot of questions. If that claim were true, it could change how people view certain parts of her life and career. For example, her relationship timeline with Jay-Z might look very different. It could also lead people to wonder whether others close to her, like Kelly Rowland, might have also adjusted their ages. Once people started looking into it, the situation quickly became more complicated and drew a lot of attention online. At first, the Texas Health Department said they could not confirm or deny the documents. As the story gained more attention, they later claimed that the documents were fake and confirmed that Beyoncé was indeed born in 1981. This sudden change made many people suspicious. Some began to question why a government department would release incorrect information in the first place. Others speculated that someone from Beyoncé's team may have stepped in to manage the situation and protect her image. The rumors grew even stronger when people started pointing out small inconsistencies from past interviews. For instance, Gabrielle Union once talked about her friendship with Beyoncé and mentioned that they had known each other since they were teenagers. At the time of that interview, Gabrielle Union was noticeably older, with an age gap that made it difficult for both of them to have been teenagers at the same time. This made some people question whether the timeline really added up. Another story added to the confusion when a woman claimed she went to high school in Houston with Beyoncé and remembered seeing her singing in the hallways. While it sounded like a nice and believable memory, the ages did not quite match. The woman was said to be older than Beyoncé by a few years, which again made people wonder how they could have been in the same class unless something about their ages was not accurate. In the end, no one outside of her closest circle truly knows the full truth. While some of the claims and stories raise questions, there is still no clear proof that settles the matter completely. What remains certain is that age has always been a sensitive topic in Hollywood, And situations like this show just how much attention even small details can attract.
I remember her, it was a small school. I remember her passing through the hallways, and I mean, she was stunning. She was just a stunning woman. But she would sing, I think, during the hallways and walking by. And I just remember, and I'm not just saying this, but I remember saying, wow, that girl is something. And I didn't really know much about her because we didn't have classes, and she was in a different art area. I was a theater major. But she stood out. And then years later in college, one of my other good friends called me and said, open your yearbook and look at whatever page, because I didn't put Destiny's Child was already a big deal.
Right.
I just didn't make the connection because she looked so different. And so for 2 years, I'm Bills, all of these songs that I thought were great. I didn't even make the connection that she went to my high school.
According to Richard Lawson, the situation becomes even more confusing because of certain comments made by Tina Knowles, who is Beyoncé's mother. Over the years, Tina has shared personal stories about Beyoncé's childhood, but some of those details seem to raise questions instead of clearing things up. One story in particular has caught a lot of attention and made people look more closely at the timeline of events. Tina once talked about taking Beyoncé to see the Jacksons during their famous Triumph tour. She explained that Beyoncé was only 3 years old at the time, and that the experience had a huge impact on her. According to Tina, watching that performance was a special moment, because it was when young Beyoncé truly realized that she wanted to be on stage. The bright lights, the energy of the crowd, and the excitement of live music seemed to inspire her in a powerful way. Tina described it as the moment when her daughter began to understand that performing was her true passion. At first, this sounds like a sweet and meaningful memory shared between a mother and her child. It paints a picture of a young girl being inspired by a legendary performance and dreaming of one day becoming a star herself. However, when people started comparing this story with Beyoncé's reported birth year, some confusion began to appear. If Beyoncé was really born in 1981, as she has always claimed, then it would be difficult for her to have attended that specific tour at the age of 3, since the timeline does not seem to match up perfectly. Because of this, many people started to question whether the dates were being remembered correctly, or if there might be more to the story. Some believe it could simply be a mistake or a mix-up in memory, which can happen to anyone over time. Others think it adds to the ongoing speculation about Beyoncé's real age, and whether certain details about her early life have been adjusted. This situation shows how even small stories from the past can become important when people are already looking closely at someone's personal history. A simple childhood memory, which was likely shared with good intentions, has now become part of a much larger conversation. It also highlights how carefully every detail is examined when it comes to someone as famous and influential as Beyoncé. In the end, it is still unclear whether this story is just a harmless mix-up or something more significant. What is clear, though, is that moments like these continue to fuel curiosity and keep the discussion going.
When Beyonce was 3, I took her to the Triumph tour with Michael Jackson and his brothers.
Wow.
And my friend said, well, if you go to this certain area at the Astrodome, he's gonna come out that way. So I had her out there, it was a group of about 20 people. He walks over, tries to grab her. And she loved him so much, she was just overwhelmed as kids do, and she just started crying, and you know, she wouldn't go to him. But what are the odds of that?
Wow.
And she said then, I'm gonna be like Michael Jackson. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Look at her now.
Look at her now. And I just think that that's how fate and God.
The main issue with this story is that the Triumph tour took place in 1981. If Beyoncé was actually born in that same year, then it would not make sense for her to have attended the concert at 3 years old. The timeline simply does not match. However, to be fair, it is possible that Tina Knowles may have mixed up some details. She is known for being very expressive, and sometimes when people are telling stories, they can get caught up in the moment and accidentally remember things incorrectly. Another possibility is that she was actually referring to the Victory Tour instead. That would make more sense because Beyoncé would have been around 3 years old at that time if her birth year is correct. It is also important to remember that these events happened decades ago, so it is natural for small details to become unclear over time. A slight mistake in memory does not always mean something serious. However, the confusion grows when Matthew Knowles, Beyoncé's father, made similar comments. In an interview, he spoke about her being around the same age as Usher and Pink when they were starting their careers. This raised eyebrows because both Usher and Pink are known to be older than Beyoncé, which makes the comparison seem a bit off and adds more questions to the discussion.
Partners with L.A. Reid and Babyface in Atlanta, and these guys had this competitiveness. L.A. had a girls group. I bet you don't know who his lead singer was.
No.
Pink.
Oh.
She's the exact same age as Beyonce, and there used to be this battle which group was better. You had Usher. He was the same age. They were all 14 and 15 years old, living in Atlanta.
When it comes to Beyonce and Jay-Z, it can be hard to separate truth from rumors because they are always surrounded by speculation. Some claims have turned out to be true, which makes people question everything else they hear. There are also stories that Richard Lawson has shared private details about the family, including claims that Beyoncé's public image may not be completely real. Many people online feel that too many similar stories keep coming up for it to be a coincidence. Still, no one knows for sure what is true, and much of it remains unconfirmed gossip.